With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning. It's wonderful to see so many of you. I'm just going to take a moment and greet each one of you on many pages. We have been just coming out of excitement of Guru Purnima. It was a beautiful gathering, beautiful celebration. And when there is so much excitement, then you come down and you feel a little calmness, a little lull. I was thinking, yes, we gather and we celebrate and we come together in good spirit. And when that is over, how do we carry that in our days ahead? How to stay connected with the Guru? As we all know, Guru means our highest self, the best we can be as a human being. What is required to stay connected with the Guru? Purity of heart. If our heart remains pure, we are close to the Guru. What does purity of the heart mean? If I am under the influence of anger, fear, lust, greed, jealousy, resentment, our heart loses its purity. I wish well to all. Particularly those who we think they don't deserve it. It's easy to love those who are good to you, who you like. How can we open our heart to someone that our mind says they don't deserve it? This is a very powerful spiritual practice. We all are human beings. We have our judgments, we have our preferences. We like some, we don't like some. How can we be in a state of equanimity? In spiritual circle, there is a big talk about forgiveness, for example. And you almost feel you have to forgive somebody, and you are doing them a favor. In forgiving somebody, you are not doing them a favor. You are really doing a favor to yourself. You are inviting that purity of your heart back. You're not doing anybody a favor by forgiving themselves. you are doing a favor to yourself. You are honoring the Guru. You are honoring your own higher self. Anger. You're angry at someone. How are you going to free yourself from that anger? It is our ego that feels hurt. It is our ego that feels, I need to protect myself. Protect yourself by letting it go, not carrying it. People come to me and they say they're very angry. And I say very simple things. I don't go into psychology. I say, go to the altar, touch your forehead with the ground. All our anger that is over here goes to the earth. Whatever you are carrying on your shoulders, when you touch the earth with your forehead, it rolls off your shoulders. Fear. Again, in Guru tradition, Guru-based tradition, what is the best antidote for fear? Trust. Whatever you are afraid of, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And it has happened to us all. Things that we think about, I wouldn't know what to do if that happens. If that happens, you go through it. Something happens. Having trust. Again, we say trust the Guru. Guru is not some Babaji sitting in the chair. Maybe in the beginning you need somebody. But the real Guru is within. Trust your higher self. That whatever situation may arise, I will go through it. That's not the end of the world. All the vices that we get caught with, Guru, principle, Guru is the medicine for that. Somewhere it's required a little humility, sometimes it's required surrender, sometimes it's required trust. All those virtues that we are taught to practice in the presence of the Guru come to our side. People say, Babaji, people are not the same when you are not around. I don't sit here with a stick to whack people. There is something in your heart, in your relationship with me, that encourages you, inspires you to be your best. And the better is, I'm not required and you are connected with your best and you do live that way. Guru sitting in a Guru's chair, a person sitting in Guru's seat, is really just a reminder of who you truly are. It is said, Guru se bada Guru ka asan. Higher than the Guru is Guru's seat. Imagine for a moment, you have a Guru, you established your Guru Peeth with somebody like me. There is a chair I sit in, If I'm sitting in the chair, whoever comes in, they are very composed and respectful and sit straight. But if I'm not in the chair, you go in that room and recline, lounge, have a cup of coffee and talking, and because you're thinking Babaji is not sitting in the chair, so I can be whatever I want to be. But the real growth is when you aren't there, at least you are in the remembrance of where you are. And the highest is, no matter where you are in the remembrance of that. It is said Guru knows everything about you. Guru sees everything about you. It's not like Guru is sitting somewhere with hidden camera watching you. The real Guru within you is looking at you. You know. You know. You can hide it from the world, but you cannot hide it from your own higher self, your witness self. Being in the presence of the Guru is really staying in the remembrance of our highest self, best self. Some days you are in a little celebrating mode, you have a glass of wine, it's okay, that's enough. But then you tap yourself into the second one. Or whatever. It's just an example. A part of you is always witnessing, knowing, but other part is just talking you into it. Listen to the Guru means listening to that voice. Baba used to say, before we act, there are two bells that ring. One is very faint. Another one is a big, loud bell. Both are ringing. Which one I'm listening to? Before any action, before any reaction, we listen to one of those bells. Spiritual practice is all about listening to the faint bell. It's easy to hear a big loud sound. Last night we had a beautiful concert. I was listening to the music, but there was a time I tried to listen to the silence. This is a little practice. I'm not saying I have mastered it. Whatever is happening, it's easy to put your mind to that. Taking your mind to that which is always there. Silence is always there. Sound comes on the surface and goes. Mind goes to the sound. Taking it towards the silence is the practice, is the spiritual practice. And that's all we do really here in different ways. When we practice meditation, we're taking our mind towards that which is behind what is happening. Usually we sit in meditation or we sit thinking about a problem, try to solve the problem. My experience is when you take your mind away from it, the answer comes much quicker. And that away is really within you. Go to that self which is always there, unchanging, unblemished, ever pure in its wholeness, and that is the Guru within. Every day we do little arti. In that arti is the definition of the Guru. If you look at each of those words, Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam, the divine bliss, giver of the extreme joy, only pure knowledge, Dvandatitam, beyond duality, Gagana Sadrisham, as expansive as the sky, Tattvamasya Adi Laksham, eternal witness, Ekam Nityam, eternally pure, Achalam, immovable, Bhavatitam, beyond emotions, beyond emotions, beyond the gunas. What is it? That's you. When we tie ourselves into some emotions, some events, some situations, we limit ourselves. Connect with the limitless part of the self. That is the Guru. You are boundless. You are not bound. You are not a victim. Who will you be without the story you identify with? Who will you be? The story that we create or we remember, we walk with, keeps us very small. You know, the real truth is, you are Brahman. Brahman means the supreme presence. God is not out there somewhere. You are it. You're not separate. A drop falling from the sky, from the clouds, looked below and felt very small looking at the ocean. It fell in the ocean and became the ocean. Each one of us has that potential to be the ocean, as long as we keep separated ourselves with our story. We feel small, we feel vulnerable, being affected by all these emotions. Emotions are like clouds, they come and go. Identifying with our true self is being in the company of the Guru. Each one of us has a story, has a struggle, has challenges. They pass. May that not be my whole life. May that not be that I go to sleep with and I wake up with, and that's in part of in my every activity. When are we going to separate ourselves from that? Maybe even for 5 minutes. Even for 5 minutes. I say, let's forget about the 5 minutes. How about even 1 breath long? Just take a nice deep breath and hold it in and slowly release it. Whatever is happening, if you are really worked up about something, just pause the breath. Calm your eyes, relax your face, soften the whole body. Enjoy that pause. And then slowly release it. Sometimes when you pause the breath, like I was talking about, there is a contraction. That's a natural reaction of the body. Being able to expand that contraction. It's a simple little exercise, but it teaches us. Adversities arise, challenges arrive. How do we react? And then how can we release it? So that little exercise translates into much bigger thing in our daily life. These little practices that I share with you, they are not just for a little sitting and doing this, oh, it's not happening anything. It's the little things that make bigger difference that we practice. Just like you change the angle a little bit in the beginning and then it expands in a much bigger space, in a distance. Anyway, today I just wanted to stay in touch with that Guru self. We are all gurus. We are all gurus. Catch yourself, honoring yourself. It's easy to identify with the victim self and whatever we are holding on to. Very consciously, sometimes you say to yourself, I am going to honor the Guru self today. I'm not going to have that second glass. Anything that you are so attached to. Say to yourself, can I live without it? All the tantrum of attachment will come. And the truth is, you do have that ability to live without it. When are you going to honor it? Whatever is limiting us, whatever it is, can we do without it? All the energy that is being invested in that becomes accessible to you, and that energy can be utilized to create bigger things. I bow to the Guru within you, and that Guru connects us all. Whether you call it Guru, you call it God, you call that Supreme Presence that breathes through us all. That's how we are connected. So Guru Purnima, the festival is over, but now it's time for tire to hit the road. And we bring it in our own life, and maybe even for a moment, maybe even for 5 minutes, we sit with the Guru within, honoring it, respecting it. Thank you all very much.